What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take another look at a oldie but a goodie. This is the Elder Predator from Predator 2. This is Greyback. This is one of my favorite Elders from the Yautja lore and Predator lore. And he is the leader of the Lost Tribe, which is featured in Predator 2. He is the Predator, or the Yautja, excuse me, that hands, or I shouldn't say hands, he sarcastically and dismissively tosses Harrigan the Raphael Adolini pistol, flint pistol at the end, and says, "Take it." That lore's kind of been rewritten due to the movie Prey now. Personally, if you ask me, I liked the original comic book story between Greyback and Raphael Adolini, but maybe that's just me. I think Raphael was portrayed a little bit more of like a warrior as opposed to a coward in the movie Prey. So, but regardless of all that, this is Greyback in his packaging. I'm already seeing an issue with his trophy necklace here. It's kind of wrapped around his mouth, and I think it's always been like that. Like I said, he is brand new in package, and for some reason I have never seen this in any Predator packaging. I want to almost chalk this up to the previous owner. Like I said, I bought this another figure that's got a lot of dust on it and has been in storage for quite a bit. But this figure is quite old. I want to say this came out, what, 2011. You can still see a $14.99 sticker on here. I didn't pay $14.99, but I also didn't pay have to give up a kidney to purchase the dang thing. With the Ultimates figure coming out, I'm definitely going to do a compare and contrast between the single release of him from then until now. But what I was talking about with the packaging and the previous owner, as I was alluding to, is he put staples in the package, and I'm pretty sure NECA doesn't do that. So that's kind of what made me decide to open this, was A, the rarity of this guy, and B, the staples going through the packaging. I don't know what would cause someone to do something like that. It's never been opened before, and I don't see any seals that have been broken, unless NECA did that, and I just don't know about it. But yeah, definitely have never seen someone staple through a package before. Very odd, but regardless of that, we're going to take a look at him. There's nothing really special about the packaging. It just kind of shows the Predator Hound, which I would love for them to re-release, and all of the Super Predators, please. Please, guys and girls at NECA, could you do that? We got the Jungle Hunter right here, and it just says right here his alias is Golden Angel / Greyback as far as his aliases, and then his weapons is a RA 18th century flintlock pistol and a cutlass. The Elder Predator is an ancient veteran leader of the Lost Predators, and he gifts Detective Harrigan his pistol as a sign of respect as a capable hunter and honorable warrior. So that's pretty much it. Let's get this guy out of package and we'll be right back. This is a very odd one to me. Now this is an older figure, a very old figure. Like I said, this came out in 2011, so maybe NECA back then was doing single joints and stuff like that. I know they did that with some of the Super Predators and stuff like that. I think that's why people are really clamoring for them to remake them. So I wouldn't put it past it here if this is just the way it's designed as far as the figure goes. But he is excessively, and I mean excessively, limited as far as articulation, range of motion goes. He actually has swivels at the thigh that are cut joints, and they are so frozen I don't even want to push them, or else I might snap a joint off. He has upper thigh swivels that are cuts into the thigh, which we all know modern day NECA figures, they don't do those anymore. That's old stuff. So he definitely has some dated articulation and range of motion. Like I said, he has single jointed elbows, and I'm really not trying to push too much stuff here, but it definitely gives off the vibe of an older figure. And I'm actually maybe looking forward to the Ultimates version even more now because he is so limited. Not that I need my NECA Predator figures to do anything crazy. So, you know, as far as displaying goes, he's perfect, I think, for that. He can stand, and actually the joints are quite tight on him, so it might actually work out in my benefit as far as that's concerned. So, and also trying to finish off the Lost Tribe will be welcomed. He doesn't come with much. He pretty much does come with his, well, it says flintlock pistol, but I don't see it anywhere. It's supposed to be tucked in his belt, and that is missing. So I don't know. I'm half wondering if some silliness went on here, and because I'm definitely missing the flintlock unless it fell somewhere, which I don't think it did because I just literally took him out of package. I don't see a flintlock pistol in the packaging unless it fell somewhere. So yeah, he's definitely missing that. So there's some shenanigans going on here as far as that's concerned, which probably explains why the packaging was stapled together. But the seal wasn't broken. It's very odd. Maybe somebody resealed it, re-glued it. I don't know. But, you know, that's a shame. So no pistol for me. Like I said, thank God yet again that I am getting the Ultimates version. So, but he does come with his sword, or his cutlass, excuse me, because he actually is hunting around the time of the pirates. I want to say 1715. Later in the pirate history. But really cool, though. He does have like a dangly kind of pirate-looking-esque earring, I guess, or nose ring, or whatever that would be. Lip ring? Would that be considered a lip ring for a predator? The plasma caster does the same kind of peg in. There's a porthole right there and another porthole up there. I just kind of want to pop that into place and then give it a little bit of a friction push forward, and it should pop right in. Oops, there we go. I'm trying not to do this, push it too much, because you know how plastics don't like to be pushed. But there we go. Now it's sunken in here. I might end up having to glue this. This is a very rubbery style plastic up top. So there's that to point out. So I'm definitely kind of upset that I'm missing a piece, and I think I got bamboozled here. It's definitely, oh, there we go. Now I can swivel that. I'm really risking this by just pushing these joints when I shouldn't, and I'm not trying to push too hard. But yeah, I'm just not going to even bother with that. Not going to bother with it because it's just not wanting to go. It's saying, don't do it, Anthony, don't do it. And it's warning me not to do that. So I do wonder if the previous owner did take this out of package and lost the flint pistol and just pulled the shenanigans on me. Probably what happened, with my luck. But there is the leader of the Lost Tribe. He was really cool. I mean, as far as Greyback does go, I mean, he did get a previous release, which was more of the comic book look that he had for that whole, what was it? The older, the Raphael Adelini story. But regardless, you can still open this up, I believe. You can open that up. I think. No. Oh, can you? Yes, you can. Or no, you can't. You don't. You do? No, it's just, okay, that's just sculpted on there. That's not going anywhere. So you can't open that up for his device. You can move these back and forth as far as the wrist gauntlets go, wrist blades. You can sheath the sword. Let me get that sword out of there. My dog will just not stop barking today. He's having one of his days where he just thinks he's got to tell the world everything. but it does sheath very nicely. I really like the sculpt and detail of the sheath here, and the little bones going on here. We got some more bones over here on the sheath itself. It looks really cool. We got a skull, which looks like it's almost got like a skull goatee going on there. That is pretty something else. And then we have his necklace, which does have, actually it's flipped upside down. I might have to fix that. It does have his other trophies right here. Well, maybe it looks like snake skulls and other things. It's another small skull for his necklace. The tunic part looks very similar to that of the city and jungle hunter. Obviously, it's I think it's sculpted on its own. But yeah, he looks good, man. I like him. He is extremely limited, like I said, with articulation, range of motion. But before we get into all that, let's take a look at the head. Whoa, I'm bumping into things. Let's take a look at the head. Head looks really good. Like I said, he's got this kind of like lip ring situation going on here that does dangle, which is really cool, man. That is awesome. I hope the Ultimate Predator keeps that little aesthetic. And a quick little comparison as far as comparisons do go. Here he is with his brethren, the City Hunter Predator. And this is just a nice little comparison with the City Hunter to show the newer style bodies. This is still an I want to say a newer style body as opposed to the older one. So the sculpts are very similar. It's just the articulation, range of motion, stuff like that is different. All right, next up we've got a warrior predator. I believe this is from the Alien Genocide line all those years ago, back in like 2015, 16, I think. May have actually been 2017 that this came out, but there he is with a warrior predator, and I think the stance of the two look fantastic together. Okay, next up we've got him with a Mythic Legions character. This is the Gladiator that recently came out from the Mythic Legions Army Builder wave. So there he is with a Mythic Legion. All right, next up we've got a Marvel Legend Retro Shocker action figure. And next up is the obligatory Duke size comparison with G.I. Joe Classifieds. Duke is pretty much on the typical body. And next up, this is how he stacks up with the, I want to say, the regular male body for NECA. This is the Phantom action figure. And next up, we've got a DC Multiverse 3 Jokers Red Hood. And next up, we've got a Super 7 Lion-O. And here's a SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Black RX action figure. And last up, we've got an Ugly Man himself. So we've got Ugly Company. We've got Nosferatu from the Mezco 112 Collective line. Okay, and just taking a look at the back of his head for his detail and stuff like that, he's got like a little like braid clip right here for his dreads here. Looks really cool. He's got lots of different, and this is actually part of their culture, is actually these little clips and bands that you see on their dreads. Because these are, this is technically not hair, these are almost like tentacles. We call them dreadlocks because that's kind of what it looks like, but they're actually not. These are, if these were to get cut off, they would be extremely painful and they would bleed profusely. But every time a Yautja gets these dread clips, it is actually extremely painful, and they're supposed to not show any pain every time they get one. And he has a boatload of them sculpted into his head. So he has gone through tremendous amounts of pain throughout the years and probably not made a peep every time he's done that. So pretty impressive there. That shows, just goes to show you how badass Greyback actually is. Little anecdotal things that I could throw into the review to make the review a little bit more informative for you. So, but yeah, Greyback here, I think he looks really good. Very pleased with him. As far as his articulation does go, the head hand swivel here. It can look up a little bit. Actually, it can look up quite a bit. That's pretty darn good. I want to say for most Predators, they can't look up that far. And for him, especially being an older figure. You can look down about that far. There's no jive turkeys. I'm not even going to bother trying. The arms can go up about this far, and they can go down. It's very limited with him. Try to understand this is a much older figure. Came out 2011. So there's no bicep swivel. There is a single bend at the elbow and a swivel at that elbow as well. He does have a swivel at the wrist. It is on a ball peg joint. It can kind of pivot back and forth and up and down. The wrist blades can go in and out. The head can also, I want to say, tilt a little bit too, so you get that little bit of extra out of him. It is just a cut joint for the waist swivel, very old school. And also another cut joint right here for the thigh, so it kind of kicks the leg out. Not the best, but it gets the job done as far as him standing. It does have a cut joint for the thigh. It does have a single bend at the knee, which is not very good. It's definitely under 90 degrees there, and it does have a swivel at the knee. So almost there's aspects of him that are very similar to the Black series as far as articulation. Pointy toe, pointy heel, same kind of articulation as far as most Predators in the ankle. Can also swivel as well and pivot. So he definitely doesn't have an issue standing. That I don't have an issue with. I think really the only thing I have a true issue with here, and I don't even have a problem with him being as limited with articulation, is the fact that I'm missing that flintlock pistol. That is kind of a bummer. And to know that you kind of got taken for a ride by somebody and saying this was a brand new figure. Now, granted, I didn't pay an exorbitant amount of money for this figure way back in 2018, but still, just to know that someone got one over on you kind of sucks, you know? That's never a fun thing to have to deal with. But if you have a choice between this for a really good price or the Ultimates one that's coming out, I would say just hold out for the Ultimates. You're going to get a much better redone body with updated detail and an updated sculpt and more range of motion, more articulation, all of the weapons that you really want with Greyback, and even the biomask he comes with, the biomask from the comic that he actually does come with. Now, in the movie, we don't see him with a biomask. He doesn't have it. Maybe that's a story for another day. Also, the plasma caster it is on a hinge joint. Just be careful with these older figures. And it is on a ball peg joint as far as the plasma caster being moved around and stuff like that. The other thing that I really love about him is the face sculpt. I love this face sculpt. It looks really good. And very pleased about this little lip ring situation we got going on here. Very pirate looking esque. I also love that his mandibles actually have teeth protruding from the bottom. Now that's a very unique thing for this Predator, I want to say, by himself. I don't think I've seen any other Predator have these teeth kind of sticking out of the bottom of his mandible, which looks really good. I really like the eyes for him too. That you can see the redness of those eyes in there. And yeah, I just overall love the sculpt and detail on him. He's just a fun figure to just kind of stand there and stare at and enjoy the aesthetic of him. So with that being said, I would say this is a 2 thumbs up. Especially for an older figure. He feels durable. He feels sturdy. He actually feels like he's more solid than some of the newer figures that have a ton more articulation. Now, granted, he's probably just going to stand here like that and not be able to do as much as the newer one that's coming out. But then again, I usually try to take it easy on all my NECA figures as far as that goes, even with all the articulation updates and all the newer style things with them. But yeah, I would stick to my 2 thumbs up, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think about these throwback videos. I wanted to do some more retro figures as well from 80s and 90s, so I kind of want to just, expand my horizons a little bit more than just doing the same old. And I do have a big passion for the Alien and Predator universe. Same thing with like RoboCop and Terminator and stuff like that. It's pretty much a shared universe, all of them at this stage. But that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think of Greyback here from the old days of 2011? Are you planning on pre-ordering the new one? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know in the comments below what your top 5 favorite Predators are. And that's a nice little discussion piece to start. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the flip side.